What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for my UBL Season 6 Week 1 battle versus JayVee and his team being the Atlanta Victinis. Now, he's someone that we did go up against for the NCP Season 5 opener as well, just like in here in UBL. So if you haven't seen it, it should be popping right about now on the... how should I point this? Right over there on the top right hand corner as a card. So if you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out so you won't be spoiled what I'm about to be saying right now on this video, how it went. So basically that battle didn't go too well for us. He was able to sweep us with the autonomized weakness policy Celesteela, and we did take a pretty rough loss there as our week 1 opener game. So here I'm banking on the fact that I can have my revenge kinda indirectly as my season opener here in the UBL Season 6, where I am, like you know, as the defending back-to-back champion of this league, and I'm the first one to do so in the UBL history, and I'm pretty proud of that. But I do want to have a proper opener as well as a champion, and not to lose the same way as I lost in the NCP. And JayVee is shown to be a very good battler, someone that most of you may or may not be familiar with, but make sure to check him out. He is definitely a good coach, and he showed to us that for certain in our last battle that we had. But now we are going to be going through the team of 6 that I'm bringing very briefly. If you want to skip this part of the video, the timestamp link for the battle starting should be popping right about now on the screen. So if you want to skip this part of the video, you're not interested when I go briefly the team, you can skip over there and see the battle straight out from there. But now we are going to be going through the team of 6 that I'm bringing, which is designed around this DRAPION set, which is going to be scope lens sniper ability DRAPION. So it's going to be holding the scope lens to boost its critical chance on its moves, and we are going to be utilizing Night Slash and Cross Poison, which are its dual stab, which also have a high chance of critting. And the goal with this is that I try to lure the Corviknight to be my setup fodder, and as long as it doesn't have Taunt or Whirlwind, I can set up all over it, especially if I have my screen support that I'm bringing for this game to support even further this DRAPION to be able to sweep. And looking at his roster, which you see above my face cam, once I get this thing going, he does not have almost anything to really stop it too well. A lot of his offensive moves do get all caught at +2, either from a critical hit straight out or even without a critical hit. The only thing that I don't think from his high tier offensive moves that get straight out O-code would be the Haxorus, I believe. So if that thing is at full health and I can afford to do so, I would like to go for +4, but we wait and see if that's necessary. Either way, the goal is to get to +2 attack, +2 speed, and then sweep it from there, and hopefully it's gonna be very convincing win for us if everything goes right with this set. But then we are gonna be bringing our red stock defensive Rocky Helmet holding Landers there to deal with the Serra Aura primary. It can also be a soft pivot for the Haxorus as well if I need to, but primary is there for shutting down the Serra Aura and giving me the momentum. This is gonna be luring the Corviknight very heavily, but I don't mind it that too much, cause then my Slowbro can, for example, come in on the U-turn, get up base screen, and then I can go for a slow teleport and then get my DRAPION in, depending what it's sitting in front of me at that point of the battle. So I don't mind being walled by the Corviknight, because I can kinda utilize the opportunity to position myself properly with my DRAPION to go for that game plan that I explained earlier. So that's gonna be the Landers, and one of the key members to supporting our DRAPION will be this light clay holding Jean the Slowbro with Psychic, Reflect, Light Screen, and Teleport, all Psychic type moves, nothing else on it. And this also is going to be like a mixed defensive. It takes the Banded Adamant Fissure Strength from the Octopus after Stealth Rocks, if it's like Adamant Choice Bandit. And with this Bedepulk I can take like a Freeze Dry easier or Moonblast easier from the Clefable and Aurora respectively. So it's there to be able to get up those screens and then just get a slow teleport, ideally into my DRAPION, and learning something that I can set up on fairly easily and go for the game plan that we have. And then the next member of our team is going to be our Salt Vest Gudra with Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt, Sludge Wave, and Superpower. I have enough special attack investment ideally to OCO the Haxorus after this speed creep he would be doing with it. And then we have Superpower there just to be able to hit the Auroras. I am modest nature, so I'm not actually lowering any of my defensives but this superpower still should be doing a lot to the Auroras because it's quite effective hit. So if it happens to take any kind of... And even though I'm modest nature with this Gudra, I can still do a lot of damage to him. It's gonna be doing like 88% depending on his bulk, regardless of the fact that I'm modest nature, and I didn't want to drop either of my defenses. And this is also there to be soft check to the plus Syphalon that I really needed for, because other members of my team couldn't really do it reliably enough in itself. So Gudra has an important role to deal with the plus Syphalon, but he can ideally lure in something like Auroras and get rid of that thing, because I'm not bringing Resistil for this matchup, because I found it a little bit too underwhelming versus his higher tier mons that he has, barring something like Clefable, but Clefable can try to set up on it if I'm not offensive Resistil. So the next member of our team and the second last member to cover will be physically defensive Gigavolt with Volt Switch, Bug Bust, Discharge and Roost. This is there to pivot around this arena, which otherwise would be a little bit annoying for me to pivot around with. It can also take Plasma... No, it's not Plasma Fist that I obviously target for, it was the Blaze Kick. It can take Blaze Kicks from the Zeraora as long as it's not boosting item, as long as I'm at full health and heavy duty boots aren't knocked off and I take Stealth Rock damage. Basically, as long as I'm at full health and I haven't done any taken any prior damage, I can take the Blaze Kicks from Zeraora pretty well as well. I can also swap into the Corviknight very well and beat it 1v1 with the discharges. I can make it to be slower than me once I get the paralyzation on it. That's mainly why I'm running it over Thunderbolt, for example, for this matchup. And it's just a very strong pivot that he doesn't necessarily like to switching on either. And he kind of has to predict which move I'm going to be clicking every single time. And then the final member of the team is going to be my Adamant Max Attack Talonflame with Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, U-turn and Roost with the Gale Wings ability. Gale Wings enables me with the Adamant nature to still revenge kill the plus Syphalon, as long as like screens aren't up or he has a lot of bulk investment to it and I don't have any prior damage to it. But basically it should be always able to revenge kill the plus Syphalon as long as he doesn't have any Rocky Helmet users to try to break my Gale Wings, and I haven't had to go for one of my stabs yet. As long as I have this thing at full health, it can still offensively check the plus Syphalon or something like a Haxorus if it gets out of hand for some reason and it's in a range of my Brave Bird in itself. But that's gonna be the team of 6 that I'm bringing, and now let's go see how the battle is turning out. Alright, we are back with the battle in itself. As you notice, I have a different gear when it comes to clothing. This battle got actually rescheduled a couple of days ahead from the team builder part, so that's because of the little difference from my outfit. But that doesn't mean in big scheme of things. Let's just jump into it and see what JayVee is gonna be bringing versus us. Hopefully the DRAPION plan goes as I intended to. We do see the Hell Course, so that's gonna be a spooky combination to deal with. But my Scorponok, the DRAPION can still win here. He did bring the Corviknight, which is the setup bottom that I'm looking for. He did not bring Serena or Haxorus, which I was a little bit worried of. Alright. And he did bring the plus Syphalon as well. So my thing here is that I kinda wanna lead well versus the Auroras. Which funny enough makes me think about leading with my Gudra, because I have superpower on it. So I can hit it once with that and then proceed it from there. I could also lead with my Slowbro to get my one of my screens up right from the bat. Let's see. Who do I like? Let's lead with the... Let me lead with the Gudra, off the chance he leads with the Auroras, because that's a decent matchup versus me otherwise. If I have to swap out, I think I can manage the things that I'm forced out by relatively well. But good luck and have fun to JayVee. Hopefully this is gonna be a closer battle for each of our sake, because both of our first two games that we have played in NCP, the week 1 battle over there and the last season battle, both of them have been like mollywop for one side. And we see Luck. Who is the Zeraora? Okay. I'm fine with this, because this basically just gives my Landers a free swap. If he goes for a knockoff, he's gonna force to take the Rocky Helmet chip. And I get a U-turn off on it. He could also go for the play rough if he has the coverage to hit Kudra harder. But either way, it's fine by me. He does go for the Volt Switch immediately, so he didn't worry about my Landers at all. But I'll go for the U-turn. Very simple play from my side. He's probably gonna go into the Corviknight. Tokoyami. I would imagine that is the Corviknight, alright. So this gives me an option to either go into my Slowbro to already get my screens up. Or I go into my Vikavolt. Like one of the two is pretty fine for me. Which one do I prefer? Let's go to Vikavolt first. Let's go to Vikavolt, and I'm pretty free to Volt Switch cause the Zeraora isn't necessarily a threat to me. Like I have my Landers to check it, so I'll just go for the Volt Switch. I could see him going to something like Clefable here. And if he goes into that, that gives my Slowbro a opportunity to get those screens up. It's nice that he doesn't have Serena, so I'm not necessarily forced to get up a Reflect immediately with it. If Serena would try to swap on my Slowbro, as I would be doing that. He does just hot swap. He goes into the Zeraora, which I don't mind. I don't mind this at all. Like he can block my momentum, but I'm blocking his as well. And eventually he has to go for something like knockoff or a fire move, and he's taking a damage with that Rocky Helmet. And we're gonna get the Intimidate off, so if he goes for the physical move, it won't do anything. He does go for the knockoff. And that did good, nice little chip on it, just in case if my DRAPION needs that going forward. But I'll just U-turn again. And now he goes into the Corvette. Now I'm gonna mix up my plays. And now I think I go to the Slowbro, and from there I think I get up my light screen first. Yeah, I think I'll get the light screen up first. So let's go to Jean. And I get up my light screen up. Because mainly the things that worry me are like Freeze Try coming from his Hellcore and plus Syphalon. Those are the biggest issues to me, so I'll light screen up to cover myself from those. He's gonna taunt, okay. Okay, that's good to know. So I cannot utilize this for that, so now I have to go into Vikavolt, I think. That is unfortunate. But I'll go to Vikavolt. Okay. So next time around I will proceed to do the same thing with Landers. That I go into my Vikavolt and then I'll just bug past it. Zeraora. But that's good to know, cause now afterwards I cannot... Thickums. That is the Clefable. I'm gonna utilize this Clefable as the opportunity to get those screens up. That's what I need to do. But that's good to know that my DRAPION needs to get up its setup before. I need to get those set up before Corviknight comes up. So I need to get up my Sword Dance and my Agility, and then I have to try to two-shot the Corviknight from there. But I'll try to get the screens up anyway. He goes for the Moonblast. That did decent amount to me. Is that standard damage from Clefable or is this offensive? Slowbro, Moonblast did 51 to 60. I'm at 134. That might be offensive Clefable actually. So I need to watch out for that, but I don't have a good way to pivot around it, so I'll get my light screen up. He's gonna Moonblast again. He gets the special attack drop, but I should be in a fine shape. Now I think I'll attempt to teleport. I'm pretty sure I should be able to do that relatively well. Do I need the reflect up? I think I'll get the reflect up anyways. Let me try to get that as well. Because if I get both of those up, it would be really nice. Because then DRAPION can really sweep. Like, if I have to let go Slowbro in order to get the DRAPION in, that's fine. He does withdraw. Who does he go into? Lock. This Aurora. I'm fine with this. He sees that I have dual screens. And now I just go into my Landers. If he has to double here, and he doubles into Auroras, or more importantly the Octavish will be intimidated, so my Slowbro can deal with it well. And I have the light screens up. He does withdraw. Tokoyami. Who is the Corvinat? This is fine by me. He's also pressure ability, that's good to keep in mind. But again, this is fine by me. I can just U-turn on this. If he goes for... like, he could still have U-turn on it and he's been worried of Vikavolt being fast. But either way, I go into my Vikavolt here. I wonder if he has Defog on it as well. If he has Taunt and Defog, that would be pretty bad. He has Defog, okay, so... there might be a case that maybe my DRAPION needs to be... I need my DRAPION able to get its thing going on a little bit faster than that. Part of me kinda just wants to now Bug Pass, but I feel like he would now try to predict Bug Pass. And I'm not worried about this Aurora necessarily. I think I'll Volt Switch. I feel like he's gonna change up his plays, thinking that I would change up my own and not break the lock. Every time he goes into this. Every time. But I think I'll stay in this time around. I'll Bug Pass it. He might withdraw himself now. I've shown Landers every single time to be my swap in. He does now go for the Blaze Kick. I can take this. Yeah. And now I could do a good chunk of him back. And I wanna keep this thing relatively low. And now I just go into my Landers. He does stay in, so he's probably gonna attempt to do that again. But I have Roost on Vikavolt, so Vikavolt can gain itself healthy. But this is a tricky matchup, because now I really need to... He does go for the knockoff, I don't mind this at all. And again I get a free U-turn. But I need to get my DRAPION going a little bit. Maybe I attempt to just break with it first, and then I try to sweep later on. Here comes the Corvinat, I'll just go back into Vikavolt. I do the same play again. No reason not to swap this one. But yeah, this Corvinat with Taunt and Defog is slowing my DRAPION plan a little bit, but if I just get it in on the right time, I should be in fine shape. Now I can choose to also Roost here, which I think I will do. I'll go for the Roost to get myself fully healthy again. Like, this Aurora will not break me necessarily. Now he goes into the Clefable. But I get up my Roost. Now he could have Flamethrower on this, which is why I need to be a little bit more cautious of it, if it's offensive. I go into my Slowbro first again. And then what I have to do with DRAPION is that I get up this sword dance so I get past the Corviknight first with it. He does flamethrower, as I thought. I should take this fine. Yep. He gets the burn. Are you kidding me? How do you manage to get a flamethrower burn on your first one? Oh well. I think what I'll do is that I'll get up the light screen. If he goes into Corviknight, I force it to defog still. Elsa. That's the Auroras, okay. He's no warning, so this could be like Stealth Rocks and Aurora Bell on it. But either way, I will get this up first. I am chipped down by this, so it's a little bit annoying, but from here, who do I go into? I could go into Gudra. I think I'll go into Gudra because I have the light screen up. So I can 1v1 it. I can force him to think that I'm special and then I put superpower it once I know it's in a range. He does go for the rocks first. Which I'm okay with. And at first I think I'll go for the... Do I just go for the Thunderbolt first? I'll go for... Let's go for the Thunderbolt first. He does withdraw. You're probably gonna go into Clefable. Yeah. I could have slots with this, but I'm still getting good damage on you. Alright. And now I do wanna keep her I do wanna keep that veil up. Oh, I want not veil, I want to keep my... Let's use Vika Volt for a pivot for this, so I get a slow volt switch. I have the light screen up. And I can maybe bait him to go for the flamethrower on the second time and then swap. He does go for the Calm Mind. Okay, so this is where I need to get my slow pivot into DRAPION. I'm sorry Vika Volt, but you have to take this flamethrower for me. You're still behind a light screen, so you should take it fine. But I wanna get my DRAPION in, so I can force this one out. He does just go for the Moonblast, I should take this just fine. And no special attack drop, so I still get good chunk on you. And now that he's at +1 with this Clefable, save his life off defensive. And I go into my DRAPION and I have light screen up. I won't take too much from it, and I can pretty much freely sword dance. So then I definitely kill it afterwards, if he's like defensive with it. I'm pretty sure I have the light screen still up. Yeah, I do. So I'm gonna sword dance off the chance he just chooses to swap out into the to the Corviknight still. Yeah, because this gives me the opportunity now to go for the agility as well. This might be the opportunity that I was looking for. Alright, I'm at +2. I could also go for the +4 and focus on breaking this Corviknight instead first. Because this is fully physically defensive. I'm at +2. Then again, 2 crits can 2-shot this thing. Or 1 crit into a secondary one. How much the body press will do, or Brave Bird? I Night Slash first. Or do I Agility? Me Night Slash. I trust on my gut that I need to break this thing first. Do we get the crit on the first time? Yes, we do. It's just from full, so he wasn't physically defensive. And the light screen is up. Okay. Now that's because later on I can still set up with this thing. If I need to. But Jesus Christ. Have you ever seen a Corvi Knight from full to get Oko by a DRAPION like that? Like, Jesus Christ, man. DRAPION. Freaking champ. I thought he would be a physical defensive, so he was a special defensive variant. So now, if I did go for the agility, it would have been really good here. He does go into this. He intends to outpace me and go for the vicious trend. So I have to go into my slow pro to take this. We're gonna see that if he is life orb or choiced or not. But I have to wait the hail to go out. We go into the Sean. He goes for the vicious trend. It does a decent amount, but now the hail stops at least. And the light screen wears off. So now, do I want to pivot around this if he clicks freeze try? I don't think I really can. I think I'll go for the light screen again, hoping that he's choice locked. He's not choice locked, so he will get the freeze try up or off on me. So that will pick up my slow pro, which is unfortunate. But here, what I can do is that I go into my... probably my Kuja just to force this thing out. Now his only play I think would be going to Clefable, so part of me wants to just Sludge Wave it on a switch. To see if I can two-shot it. So I do just that. He does withdraw. Thickums, which is the Clefable. Let's see if my spread should be able to allow you to two-shot here. And we do go for the Sludge Wave. Let's get rid of the Clefable, which I cannot swap in on this anymore. Let's go for it again and get rid of this thing. This is not going to my plan, but it's not going too bad either. The DRAPION can still win. I have Intimidate support for my Landers, which can still utilize to set up. And the most important thing right now as well is to try to keep that Gale Winds intact. Elsa. He wants the hail up. But I have superpower on this, so I finish this thing off before he can do anything, unless he's Scarf. But I think he isn't. How much that Sludge Wave did? It did like 5 or something, like 10 or 5%. Kudra. Superpower should do like 92 minimum. So I wanna say that's in range. Let's go for it. I cannot really swap around this thing too easily, so please tell me the skills. Come on, Kudra. Don't be a weakling. Thank you, Kudra. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now obviously the Arctovis, I keep calling it the Dracovis, because we are so used to seeing that thing being the menace. But now that thing will be getting really annoying to deal with, but at least I got rid of that thing. But I want to keep this thing around for the... Yeah, I need to keep this thing around for the... How much is the Arctovis doing to... If it's not banded... How much are you doing to Vikavolt if you are outpacing it? 53 to 62%. I'm at 102. He can live that hit. And with Intimidate I would for sure live it. How do I want to play this late game? I might have to give up on my... I think I have to give up on my Vika Vault because it's still a roll for him to kill that thing. I'm pretty sure I have to let this thing go down, which is unfortunate. He goes for the Veil first. Oh, that's not bueno. How many turns have you? You have 2 more turns. 2 more. So I have to let go 2 things basically here. DRAPION can still win, right? Yeah, with the agility up I win with DRAPION, so I kinda wanna keep that. I think I'll just have to let this thing go down. That's basically what needs to happen. So discharge here. This is Rend. Probably will kill me. Yep. So now what I think I have to do is that... Do I just go into Landers? To make sure that this is -1 and go into DRAPION after that. Because then the Vicious Rend should do almost nothing to me. I think either way I go into Landers just to get the Intimidate off first and then I choose my sack. Then I choose my sack. I do have to keep in mind the Aurora Well from his side as well. So how many turns does he have those up? He has 3 more turns. I could just go into my Kudra, try to stall it down, and then I rely on my Great Burn for my Talonflame to revenge Guilty plus Sipholon. That might be the thing. I need to burn these Veils out and bank on the DRAPION late game. Let's burn out 2 of his turns that he has left on the... He Isoku crashes, yeah, that doesn't burn. That's a good play from his side. Okay. Do I just try to get my Scorponok in on this and try to set up with it? Let's go to my Landers again just to get the Intimidate off. This is getting really dicey. I really bank on that DRAPION to win now. But with agility up I should be in a really good shape. And now how many turns you have? You have 3 more turns of Hail. But now you should be at -2 attack. So if you do outpace me with Hail up, it would do 42 to me. The Talonflame is still useful for the plus Sipholon. Maybe I just stay in here and let this thing go down. As much as it pains me. This is a really tough late game for me to try to go for. He does go for the Vicious Rend. Do I just now go for the... I think I have to go for the DRAPION late game here. Right? If he has the Reflect up, but I have... Crit still goes through it. I think I'll agility out with the DRAPION here. Hopefully I don't take too much damage with this. But he's at -2 attack now. Yeah, I'm taking way too much time. I have to decide quickly so I don't lose the timer. I'm under minute now. So now we just have to go for the plan. He goes for the Vicious Rend. I will still live. I get my agility up. Man, this didn't go well. Him having that taunt really messed me up, but the well is not up. I'll go for the cross poison. Please kill. It doesn't kill. Even with a crit. If the plus Cephalon is... well, I'll lose this game for sure. The Zeraora still outpaces me, like yeah. And now the hell stops. I really banked on that DRAPION late game, but maybe I should have gone for the agility when I had the chance. Maybe that was my opportunity. Yeah, looking back on this, that's probably the case what I should have done. I'll just flare bits, I think, just sake of it. It has a chance to burn if I catch something. I don't think he swaps into anything. Because he secures his win with the Zeraora. So unfortunately we're gonna start off week 1 with a loss. Which is not something I visioned it to be the case, because I really was confident with that DRAPION plan, but when the Corviknight came on me, like, I guess I should have just gone for the agility and tried to mess him up from there. But now this Aurora finishes me off. Most likely. Good game to JayVee though, he brought the Hellcore, which I knew going into this I was a little bit underprepared, but I'm not sure if I could have done much for it. This will definitely kill me, so that turns out to be a 3-0 loss. Not the worst case scenario for a week 1 game, but good game to JayVee. I think for me, looking back on it, the way I could have made it closer was that if I just got if I went for the agility, since the Corviknight just got dive from there. But I'll look back on it on editing, I learned from that. I did try something really ambitious on week 1 game. And I was confident it would pan out, but it didn't really play out that way. But it's maybe partly to my own fault, but it's fine. It's only week 1, I'm very confident I can always bounce back. These week 1 battles don't really... What I have noticed from my career, like week 1s don't decide my outcome on the season. Like, I can start strong and end up strong, I can start slowly, and I still have this chance to make out a strong finish. And I believe also week 1, I remember, it wasn't last season, but season prior to that, like season 4, I lost the week 1 battle to Timer when it was first battle of Gen 8, and I still made it back from there. So like, in the end, I won't get too upset about this. I know I can bounce back and we can make great things happen again in the UBL, like we have history of doing so. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the week 2 battle when I go up against Dr. Slacking, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.